Welcome to Build with Nick. Today I will be demonstrating a push resistance band program, which is great for chest, triceps, and also shoulders. Now, before we begin, it'd be greatly appreciated if you can go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Now, for our first superset, I'll be demonstrating the chest press, followed up with plank forward reaches. Now for our chest press, we're going to set our anchor up a little below shoulder height, loop our band in and make sure that we have our handles attached. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab the handles. Make sure my hands are overhanded. I'm going to step forward just a little bit, get into the split stance, engage my core, keeping it nice and tight. Then I'm going to just go ahead and press forward and press back. Pressing forward, making sure that the arms are fully extended, core is engaged, and then come back. For strength, we're going to push 8 to 12. For endurance, we're going to do 10 to 15. Alright. Also, too, making sure that we keep our shoulders down and depressed. We don't want to be shrugging up. We don't want to be shrugging up doing our chest press. Keep the shoulders down the entire time. Go ahead and give you guys a little bit better view. So, split stance, core engaged, pressing forward, keeping those shoulders down, coming back, pressing forward, keeping those shoulders down. Fully extending those arms. Perfect. All right, next is going to be a plank forward reach. I'm going to go ahead and get into plank position on my forearms. All right, engage my core, squeeze my glutes. And I'm going to try to resist rotation. So what I'm going to do to make it a little easier for myself, I'm going to spread my legs a bit, give me more balance. I'm going to reach forward, come back, reach forward, come back. Reach forward, come back. Trying to resist that rotation, keeping the core engaged. Glute squeeze. Pushing 8 to 12 for strength. 10 to 15 for endurance. Engaging that core. For this superset, I will be demonstrating some elbow flared out, bent over rows, followed up with some internal rotation. For these elbow flared out, bent over rows, I'm going to go ahead and take a resistance band. Don't need handles for this exercise. Instead, I'm going to just grasp it here. I'm going to go ahead and step on the band, make sure that I'm hip width apart, that my legs are hip width apart. I'm going to grasp. Engage my core, keeping it nice and tight. Shoulders down and depressed, back and retracted. And instead of doing like a regular row where we keep our elbows in, we're going to have them flared out. With them flared out, we're going to go ahead and roll up, squeezing, coming back down. Alright, so once again, come up, squeezing, back down, keeping control, engaging the core the whole time. For strength, we're going to push 8 to 12. Endurance, we're going to push 10 to 15. All right, let me go ahead and give you guys a side view. All right, so on the resistance band, hip width apart, grasping at the bottom here, Don't need the handles. Core, nice engaged. Shoulders down and depressed, back and retracted. Rolling up, elbows flared out. Coming back down. Keep that core engaged the entire time. All right. Okay. Next, we're going to do the internal rotation, where you'll need the anchor again. The anchor will be set up right here about at the elbow, a little above. Go ahead and loop your band in. You only need one handle. We're going to go ahead and step out. And I might end up stepping off camera a little bit just because I need the distance to actually have the resistance for this exercise. All right, I'm going to come out, engage that core. I'm going to externally rotate out, then come back in, coming out slow, keeping them shoulders down and depressed, back and retracted, core engaged. So bring it in, holding, going back slowly. And one way to ensure that you're actually doing this correctly is we're going to go ahead and take a towel, as you see in the corner here. Go ahead and take yourself a towel, put it up under your arm, and as long as the towel stays in place, you know that you're activating the right muscles and moving properly. If the towel falls, that means you're coming out way too far. So if you're able to keep that towel in place, core engaged, shoulders down and depressed, back and retracted, the towel should stay exactly where it is the entire time. So remember, for this exercise, for strength, it's going to be 8 to 12. Endurance is going to be 10 to 15. Again, that internal rotation. Nice. All right. Go ahead and get the other side. And I do encourage you guys to go ahead and try it out with and without the towel and see how much more of an activation you get. We're trying to make sure that you're holding on to that towel for dear life. All right, so let's step out. Hopefully I'm not off the camera. All right. Core engaged, shoulders down and depressed, back and retracted. All right. Coming out. Holding. I don't know about y'all, but I know for sure I'm feeling this. Push out one more. For this superset, we'll be doing some tricep pull downs, followed up with some half kneeling shoulder presses. Now for my tricep pull downs, I have my anchor at the very top of the door, have my band looped around it. For this, you don't need handles. I like to just grasp it here at the ends. I'm staying kind of close, standing up nice and tall, core tight and engaged the whole time, shoulders down and depressed. The elbows, make sure that we have our elbows tucked in. Don't want to have our elbows out trying to pull down. We want to have our elbows in, pulling down. Attack those triceps. So, nice and close, shoulders down and depressed, core nice and engaged, elbows tucked in. I'm going to just go ahead and pull down, then come back up to where it's bent 90 degrees, stop, pull back down again. We're not going to go all the way up. We're just going to get to that 90 degrees. And then extend, hitting those triceps. There we go. For strength, we're going to push 8 to 12. For endurance, we're pushing 10 to 15. Keeping them elbows tucked in on the sides like we would for a row. There we go. Keep your shoulders down in the press. We don't want to be shrugging up, trying to pull down the press. Core engaged, pulling down 90 degrees. Core engaged, pulling down. There we go. Really getting them triceps. Keep them elbows tucked in. Push for one more. Whew. Nice. All right. Half kneeling shoulder press. So I got my band in hand with the handles. I'm gonna get into half kneeling position. The knee that I'm gonna have on the floor, doesn't matter which one. That's the one I'm gonna have over the band. So half kneeling position. Got the knee over the band here. I'm just going ahead and take this handle, take it up under my leg. All right. And then also too, when doing this, you don't want to have your leg and your hips abducted. You want them straight, nice in line with the whole body. There we go. Make sure my band is a little even because it's not. There we go. All right. Core is engaged, nice and tight. Shoulders down and depressed, back and retracted. I'm going to go ahead and just press straight up and then come down. Press straight up and then come down. When you're pressing up, don't make them click, tink, any of that. Just straight up, keeping them shoulders down, coming down. Remember, when pressing up, don't shrug up. Keep them shoulders down and depressed. There we go. For strength, 8 to 12. Endurance is 10 to 15. For these half kneeling shoulder presses. Whew. Halfway through this workout. For this superset, I will be doing some overhead tricep extensions, followed up with some uppercuts. All right, so for our overhead tricep extensions, I have the anchor set up down here at the bottom of the door. I have my band looped in, and then I have one handle attached to my band. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, get in front of the band, go ahead, grasp it from behind, loop my fingers in together as so that they're both holding the handle. I'm gonna go ahead and try to keep my elbows tucked into the sides as much as I can. I'm gonna go ahead and get into the split stance position, engaging that core, keeping it nice and tight, leaning forward just a tiny bit, elbows tucked in, hands grasped. I'm gonna just go ahead and extend forward and then back. So I'm gonna just step forward just a little bit more for a little extra resistance. Core engaged, extend, back at 90, trying to keep those elbows tucked, extend. For strength, we're going to push 8 to 12. For endurance, 10 to 15. Trying to really attack those triceps. All right, I'm going to give you guys a frontal view. So, split stance, core engaged, elbows tucked as much as I can. Extending forward. If you have to readjust, it's okay after every rep. When I have that proper form. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get into my uppercut. So I'm gonna go ahead and snag this handle here. All right. Got my resistance band, both handles on it. All right, I'm gonna step on my resistance band with both legs, hip width apart, core engaged nice and tight, shoulders down in the press, back and retracted. Then I'm gonna go ahead, uppercut, and then back down. All right, go ahead, uppercut. Highest I'm gonna go is to my head, then back down. For strength, we're gonna push 8 to 12, 10 to 15 for each arm. Keeping that core engaged. Coming back down slowly. Going up, holding. Come back down slowly. Whew. Gonna give it a little twist. Keep that core engaged. Keep the shoulders down. Come on. We got it. Come on. Uppercut. Back down. Uppercut. Back down. All right, guys, great job. We're at the final superset. Now, for our last two exercises, we're going to do an Arnold press, followed up with lateral raises. Now, for our Arnold press, we'll go ahead and take the band with our handles on it. This time, we actually don't need the anchor. Take one foot, step on the band, grasp it overhanded, flip the hand up, and what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and engage the core, keeping the core nice and tight. And we're going to go ahead and press straight up. Keeping the shoulders down in the press. Coming back down. Then we're going to go ahead and bring the arms in. Keeping the core tight. Keeping the shoulders down. Put it back to the W. Pressing back up. Coming down. Bringing them in. Taking them back out to the W. Pushing straight up. Making sure we're not tanking. Making sure we're not shrugging. So, for strength, we're pushing 8 to 12. For endurance, we're pushing 10 to 15. Last supersets. Come on. Keep the core engaged the whole time. There we go. Let me go ahead and give you guys a lateral view for a couple reps. So, alright. Resistance band stuck on with one foot. Overhanded. Foot up to the W, core nice and engaged, shoulders down in the press, pushing up, down to the W, coming in, going back out to the W, pressing up. All right. Now, for these lateral raises, instead of stepping with one foot, I'll do both feet. There we go. Make sure that your feet are hip width apart. Engage that core. Keep the shoulders down in the press, back and retracted. We're also going to have our arms at an angle, so we're going to slightly bend our arm towards like this while we're holding on to the handles. Then we're going to go ahead and bring them up. As long as it's right to the shoulder, come back down. Bring them up right at the shoulder. Come back down. Keep that core engaged. For strength, there we go. 10 to 15. Sorry, not for strength, 10 to 15. That is endurance. Strength is going to be 8 to 12. Been saying it all day. And endurance is going to be 10 to 15, guys. So, you also want to, make sure that you don't do what I just did when I let my arms fall in. You want to make sure that the whole time we're keeping the core engaged. Arms slightly bent, bringing them up. You don't want to be bringing them up too high or having them uneven. It's not going to do you any good. So, core engaged, arms slightly bent, Bringing them up at the shoulder, back down. And I will tell you, this is a serious, serious workout today, guys. I will tell you that I am almost done for the day. Yeah. Remember, strength is 8 to 12, endurance is 10 to 15. Whew. Push out one more. Nice. All right, so we made it to the end of the workout. Great job today, guys. Once again, if you like what you saw, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Tell all your friends. Remember, rest time is extremely important when doing your workout. So make sure that you rest. If you're pushing for strength, 2 to 3 minutes. If you're pushing for endurance, make sure that you rest for 30 to 60 seconds. For each superset, you're going to perform them 3 times before moving on to the next superset. Don't forget those breaks. Don't forget your water. And I will see you next time on another video of What Built with Nick.